So the Emmy nominations for 2023 are in, and there's a couple of surprises, but it's mostly what people thought it would be. So I'm going to share my predictions for who will win in the drama category. All right, starting out with Outstanding Drama Series. We had a lot of great drama series this year. Our nominees are Andor, Better Call Saul, House of the Dragon, Succession, The Crown, The Last of Us, The White Lotus, and Yellow Jackets. The only one I haven't seen on this list is The Crown, but I'll still be giving my predictions on who I think will win. Out of this list, I think Succession has the best chance of winning. It was very critically acclaimed. Audiences loved it as well. And I think it got a lot more popular in its last season than it ever has been before. And plus, the last season was incredible. The character arcs all wrapped up in an amazing way. It was an exciting season with the death of Logan Roy, and only episode 3 that completely changed the way that the season played out. And it was a very big turning point, and I definitely think Succession should take it, and I definitely think it also will take it. But of course, I would love to see Better Call Saul or Andor or The White Lotus win. House of the Dragon definitely does have a chance of winning, just because it was the biggest out of all these series. I believe had the most people viewing it, and Game of Thrones won tons of Emmys despite people not loving it. I wasn't a huge fan of House of the Dragon. I don't think it was bad, but I don't think it was great either. I don't think it's as good as Succession or Better Call Saul. Yellow Jackets, I am not a fan of anymore. This recent season was just terrible in my opinion. This is not even on my radar right now. So for my prediction of who will win, it'll be Succession, and who I want to win, also Succession. For lead actor in a drama series, Succession really has 3 nominees here, which is great to see. The only one, our full nominees are Jeff Bridges for The Old Man, Brian Cox for Succession, Kieran Culkin for Succession, Bob Odenkirk for Better Call Saul, Pedro Pascal for The Last of Us, and Jeremy Strong for Succession. To be honest, I would love to see any of these people win. Any of these actors, I think, did a great job. I never saw The Old Man, but from what I heard, it was amazing. Jeff Bridges is always amazing. I would love to see any of these guys win. If I had to choose, I want Bob Odenkirk to win. I think he deserves it. I think Jeremy Strong was also very, very good in his season, but he's already won an Emmy, and that doesn't disqualify him from winning another one here. But I do think it's Bob Odenkirk's turn. I don't think he's had enough Emmy love or enough acting awards, love for that. So I think he definitely deserves an Emmy, because Better Call Saul has not won any Emmys throughout its entire run. But yeah, I would love to see any of these guys win. I think any of them could win, but if I had to choose, I'll go with Bob Odenkirk. For lead actress in a drama series, this is actually the one where I haven't seen a lot of the shows that are nominated. I haven't watched Bad Sisters. I was not a fan of The Handmaid's Tale. I've started watching season 1, but never finished it. And I never watched The Diplomat, but I did hear a lot of good things. So many good things that I actually do think Kerry Russell is going to take this home. And that's got a little bit of an asterisk next to it, because I never saw Sharon Horgan in this Bad Sisters. I've never even heard of Bad Sisters until today. I guess I'll have to watch it. Apple TV Plus has a lot of really great stuff going on, so I'll definitely check that out. But if I had to choose of who's going to win out of all these people, I do think it's going to be Kerry Russell, just because she got a lot of love for The Diplomat, and a lot of critics thought she was really amazing. Elizabeth Moss, it's possible she could win, but you didn't really hear a lot of stuff about The Handmaid's Tale this year. It wasn't really on a lot of people's radars. I don't think... I personally didn't hear a lot about it, so I don't think she's going to win. Melanie Linsky could win for Yellow Jackets. I think she's a great actress, and I think she did really well in Yellow Jackets. I just don't think it's a good show anymore, so I'm not going to pick it. And I definitely, if I had to choose who I want to win, it's definitely Sarah Snook from Succession, but I don't think she's going to take it home. Unfortunately, would love to see her win this one, but I just don't see it. I think Kerry Russell's got it. Outstanding Supporting Actor category is actually the one where I had the most difficult time choosing who is going to win, just because it just all of these guys are great. They all did an amazing job in each of their shows. I think it's possible that Michael Imperioli could win for The White Lotus. I think he was probably the strongest out of anyone nominated for The White Lotus. Theo James, maybe, but I don't think he has the star power right now to win that award. Obviously, you don't need to be a huge star, but usually the bigger stars win. Matthew McFadden won last year, so it's completely possible he could win it again this year. Nicholas Braun and Alan Ruck, while they were great, I don't see them winning Outstanding Supporting Actor at this point in time. But I do think Alexander Skarsgård definitely has a chance. And I do think if anyone's going to win, it'll probably be Matthew McFadden, but I would love to see Alexander Skarsgård win. I think he was incredible as Matsson. I loved him in that role. It was, he was definitely he's my favorite actor on this list. But yeah, no, it'll be definitely a close race, and any of them could win. All right, for Outstanding Supporting Actress, I think there's a lot of great actresses here. Jennifer Coolidge is definitely a favorite. A lot of people loved her in that role, and the fact that she was in the first season and they carried over her storyline for the second season just shows that a lot of people really loved and cared for that character. So it's definitely possible she could win. A lot of people loved Megan Faye in The White Lotus. A lot of people said that last episode and that last scene where she has that look on her face when she's trying to tell the other guy about how her husband cheats on her. A lot of people really love that. I don't think she'll win, but I definitely think she definitely still has a chance. People loved Aubrey Plaza in The White Lotus as well. I would say she's probably one of the breakout stars, to be honest. They loved her attitude, and the Parks and Recreation cast keeps winning. But if I think anyone on this list deserves it the most, it's Ray Seahorn, because that scene where in Better Call Saul season 6, where she's crying on the bus, she just starts crying out of nowhere. That was incredible. And I don't believe that just because someone can cry on cue means they're an amazing actress. I think, only certain people can do that. But just without even that scene, Ray Seahorn did an incredible job as Kim Wexler in Better Call Saul. And I absolutely think she deserves it over anyone else on this list. And I do think it's her time. A lot of people really want her to win. The last season of Better Call Saul was very critically acclaimed, so I think she's got the star power. I think she's got this one. I will honestly be upset if Jennifer Coolidge wins over her. Ray Seahorn definitely deserves it far more. For guest actor in a drama series, I think absolutely Nick Offerman is going to win this one. His episode was so critically acclaimed. Everyone loved it. Everyone thought he was an incredible actor. People said it was the best show of the year so far. The best episode of the year so far. So I can totally see him taking it. Maybe Murray Bartlett as well. It's probably going to be Nick Offerman. For Outstanding Guest Actress in a Drama Series, there's a lot of great nominees here. It's all taken up by Succession and The Last of Us, which is so cool to see. But if I had to choose anyone, it'd have to be Anna Torv in The Last of Us, because her role as Tess was so intense, and it was so heartbreaking to watch that last scene where she gives herself up to the zombies. Yeah, that was very powerful, and I think we have a lot of great actresses here, but I don't think any of them can come up to the performance that we saw in that episode of The Last of Us, and I think Anna Torv is going to win, and I want her to win. For the directing category, I'm kind of surprised to see some of these nominees. They chose the last episode of Andor for Outstanding Directing. And that's not a bad choice, I guess, but I think there were better episodes where there was better directing, and I think they could have chosen a better nominee. But I do think it's gonna go to Mark Mylod for Connor's Wedding. There was that the directing on that was great. The way it all was one continuous shot, and you kept with the siblings as they got their terrible news. And the camera there's such a presence of the camera in that episode of where it's following the actors and what it's doing. So I absolutely do think Succession's got this. I don't think they even chose a great episode for The Last of Us either. They chose Long, Long Time, which is the episode with Nick Offerman. And it's not a bad episode at all. It's a great episode, but there were better episodes. Like the first episode of The Last of Us, the pilot episode, was better directed than this episode, than the one with Nick Offerman. So I don't know. It just seems weird that they would pick that one. Because if it was the first one, if they had picked the pilot episode of The Last of Us, I might be choosing that. But the fact that they chose the third episode, which didn't have any action in it, very strange. And also, yeah, the last episode of The White Lotus Season 2 wasn't great in my opinion, so definitely does not deserve a directing nomination. So yeah, my what I want to win is Connor's, mark my lot for Connor's wedding, and he is probably going to win as well. The last category is writing. And I do think we also have a lot of great episodes here. Andor, One Way Out, was one of the best episodes of this recent television season. It was incredible. Point and Shoot, Better Call Saul, another amazing episode, along with the finale, Saul Gone. So glad to see Better Call Saul get 2 nominations here for writing. I think that's amazing. And then Succession also got nominated for Connor's wedding. The Last of Us for Long, Long Time, which was a great written episode. And The White Lotus for the last episode, which I don't really agree with. And if I had to choose here, I would have to choose Connor's wedding. But a very close second would be One Way Out, Andor. That was a great episode. That was... And Andy Serkis's character was so amazing. If that one wins, I will be happy. But I do think Connor's wedding, Succession, will take it, just because it takes what you think season 4 is going to be and just throws it out in the trash. It's like, no, it's going to be something completely different. We're going to see a completely different season here. And yeah, it's really cool. I think that was one of the best written episodes of television, in my opinion. So I definitely think it should win. But there's a lot, I would love to see one of the Better Call Saul episodes wins as well. But to me, it's between Succession and Andor for outstanding writing in a drama series. And so that's all the nominations for drama series. I just didn't feel comfortable commenting on comedy series or limited series, just because I haven't seen a lot of them, but I've seen most of the drama category, so I felt better talking about that. But I am so glad to see Obi-Wan Kenobi nominated for limited series. I loved that series. I thought it was great. I understand some Star Wars fans weren't crazy about it, but I loved every episode. I don't think it'll win. I think Beef is probably going to win, or Dahmer. But I'm so glad to see it nominated, to get that love, to, yes, it deserves a nomination, absolutely. It was a great series. And I would just like everyone to remember about the writers' strike that is currently going on, and to just remember that we wouldn't have any of these shows if it wasn't for our fantastic writers, who definitely deserve better pay, which the studios can absolutely pay them. So let's all support our writers during this writers' strike. So just a final list of all my Emmy predictions. For Outstanding Drama Series, I think Succession will win. For Lead Actor, Bob Odenkirk. Lead Actress, Kerry Russell. Supporting Actor, Matthew Macfadyen. Supporting Actress, Ray Seahorn. Guest Actor, Nick Offerman. Guest Actress, Anna Torv. Directing, Mark Mylod for Connor's wedding. Writing, Jesse Armstrong for Connor's wedding.